Hello and welcome, and we start today with one of the highlights of Motorcycling 2011. It's the bike that's got a touch of the other world about it. In a world where we're meant to be saving the planet and protecting the polar bear and generally acting like eco-mentalists, it's all a bit obvious, really. And really we're talking about the design of excess. Take for instance the rear tyre, 240 section, the largest tyre ever put into production. Then there's the Multistrada derived 1200cc engine, and up front massive 50mm Marzocchi forks, more at home in world superbike racing. And then there's the piggyback exhaust and the huge steroid abuse flared shoulders. It all looks very angry. It looks like it should be shouting, "Rah! Look at me, puny mortals." But get on the back of the Diavel, fire it up, and everything changes. It goes from prancing poser to something just magnificent. You're taken to a world where the fat Pirelli makes the utmost sense, where time and space means something entirely different, where you can get from 0 to 60 in just over 2.5 seconds, and on an open run you can top 160 miles an hour. Nothing else matters with the Diavel. The riding experience is everything. The Diavel isn't exactly rangy though. Despite a wheelbase of 1590mm, it's all alert on the move, and on tap the reworked Multistrada motor belches out 162 brake horsepower and a very tasty 94 foot-pounds of torque. Now that is a lovely part about riding this bike. All of that torque on tap from about 2000 RPM, just a slight flick of the right wrist, and all of a sudden you're catapulted towards the horizon. Your eyeballs that were at the front of your face have now been sucked to the back of your skull. The acceleration is phenomenal. Superbikes will have a very, very hard time even keeping up with the Ducati Diavel. You just go with the right wrist, it takes another big mouthful of torque, and catapults you forward again. It's almost like the bike's saying, "Oh, thank you, that's lovely." Oh my word! What a bonkers bike! This is incredible! So addictive! You know what, you can keep all of your fancy gizmos and your technology, keep all your program settings, all your rider aids. I know they're going on, I know they're here working behind the scenes to keep me safe when I do unleash the throttle, but keep all that, because riding this bike down this mountain road with all of this torque that you can just squeeze on, tap like that, is utterly fantastic. The whole bike itself though is very relaxed, very calm. It's a chassis that will do almost anything. You get the impression you could really tour on this if you wanted to. Right now, sitting here 60 miles an hour, everything is calm and relaxed. It's very serene. But Jekyll and Hyde it, turn that throttle and it just comes to life. Phenomenal. But the thing that really deserves a lot of praise also is the handling. This bike has such a delicate touch to it. It's almost like a sports bike in that respect. It's really one of those motorcycles where being heavy-handed with the handling, really hoiking it from left to right, is a bit too much. You don't need to do it. You can do this with the slightest pull, just change of body weight, and the bike will just fall into corners beautifully. And it's a very balanced and poised thing as well. The gizmos make a real difference when riding. There are 3 modes for riding: touring, sport and urban, of course, and within that you have separate sub-programs for the amount of traction control that each program will deliver for you. So effectively you can just key in this bike exactly to suit your own motorcycle riding needs and style. But do any of the gizmos detract from the essence of riding the Diavel? Not one bit! You know what? The Ducati Diavel is a magnificent motorcycle. The engine, the engine. Everybody should get out and try it at least once. The acceleration has to be ridden to actually be believed. It's incredible, especially on the motorways and through the twisting corners. The front brakes and the forks are packages straight out of World Superbikes, yet it's all wrapped up in a chassis that will do whatever you want to, even long distance touring. Its name might be the Ducati Devil, but by God, it's good.